What up, YouTube? This is Steven, and I'm back with some interesting news in regards to Utada Hikaru. So, this one is for you Utada Tots out there. Alright, the title of this article that I retrieved from aramajapan.com is Hikaru Utada is working on new music and returning to Japan next summer. And by the way, it's so weird for me to hear Utada's name said like that, because technically that's kind of how it's said, internationally, in the Western world. It would be her first name first and her last name last, or her family name last. But yeah, it's always weird. First, I tried to start calling Utada Hikaru just Hikaru when I want to say her name, but that sounds weird to me. I don't know why. I haven't been able to get myself to do that. I just think, I guess that Utada sounds better than Hikaru. Yeah. Like Utada as a first name. But to be fair, she did go by Utada at one point in the United States, or the Western world. But then she was like, "Nah, I'm going to retire that name." I'm like, "How you going to retire your name?" Whatever. That's another story for another day. Let's get back to what this story is about today. So that's right, y'all. Utada Tots out there. She's working on new music and she's going to return to Japan next summer. I was actually kind of disappointed by that because I was hoping that she would kind of make us come back sometime this year or early next year. At the end of this year or early next year. But it doesn't seem like she's going to do that. And to be fair, I'm not like a super duper Utada Hikaru fan, but I was looking forward to seeing her come back into the music industry. I was looking forward to seeing how she factors into this current music industry. But it looks like I'm gonna have to wait, and the Utada Tots, they definitely gonna have to wait. But I guess it'll happen one of these days, y'all. So let's get into this article. All right. Let's see, quote unquote, although Hikaru is suffering from chronic sleep deprivation due to breastfeeding her child, it seems that she has started creating new songs at the end of August. Okay, so that's strange. Shouldn't she have been creating songs a little bit before now? A little bit before August? I don't know. I ain't Utada, and I don't know how the creative mind works. I'm just saying though. Reports a music official who is an acquaintance of Hikaru Utada. Right. Next, Hikaru got married to Italian barman. They did not put his name in this article. I don't know why. Francisco, I think his name is. I don't know his last name. Something Italian, though, I'm sure. But he is 24 to Utada's 33. So it looked like Utada might have herself like a boy toy. And, well, I'll get into that a little bit later. Let me continue with this article. So she got married last February and gave birth to a baby boy in June of this year. So, Utada is part of the J-pop mom, group. So good for her. Utada has, a little Utada Tot of her own. All right. Next, currently the three of them reside in London, but it seems that they are moving to Japan in summer 2016. I was under the impression that they resided in Italy. I thought they lived in Italy. I didn't know they lived in London. Either way, nice locations. Either way. I wonder how it is for Utada in London. I guess London would be an easier place to assimilate to than Italy. You know. Utada's living her life. So do you, Utada? Do you? All right. Next, at the time of his first ever visit to Japan, her son will be 1 year old. Her son will be a year old when Utada plans to come back to Japan. So all right. So her son, well, I guess her son won't be getting much. She's only 1 year old at that point. So who remembers anything that happened when they were 1 year old or 1 year old? But nevertheless, it's good for him. They still have some photos, maybe. All right, next, quote unquote. Until now, Hikaru hasn't voted even once. For some time, she has been saying things like, quote unquote, I want to try voting just once too. And she has changed her certificate of residence from New York to Tokyo for this. So Utada's never voted in Japan. Has she ever voted in the United States? I mean, if it's anything like the United States, you ain't really missing much. I mean, they just gonna be rigging these elections anyway, you know? They always be rigging these elections somehow. And they do it really slyly, on the sly and stuff, you know? To the point where it's like, did my vote really even matter? You know? And I have voted in the last two elections. Pretty much I voted in the presidential elections anytime that I was eligible to vote. In these last two, I've been eligible because of my age. But before, I wasn't eligible because of my age. But I have voted, and really, my vote was kind of a waste of time. But it was cool to do it, and I would probably do it again, even though I'm kind of like, is it there even a point? And it's a waste of my time because where I live, like the electoral votes go to a party that I didn't vote for, because they are the majority and they had the majority of the vote. So all those electoral votes will go to the candidate that I didn't vote for. It's a little different. It's a little strange in the United States. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that concept of electoral votes. But again, another story for another day. Let me get back to Utada Hikaru. All right. However, she did not make it in time for last year's House of Representatives election. So she wants to vote in the House of Representatives election, not just the presidential election. She wants to vote in other places too. So that's good for you, Utada. That's good that you have a homeland where you can go to and be a part of the majority. You know, for me, I don't really think I have that option. At least to be a part of the racial majority. I don't think I really have that option. I guess there's a couple of places where I might be able to fit in and be a part of the racial majority. Maybe. But I don't know. It's a little different for me. Kinda, sorta. It's a long story for another day. I'll skip it. Alright, since becoming a mother, Utada's feelings for her homeland have been stronger. That's good. That's good to hear, I guess because she's been so everywhere but Japan, and absence makes the heart grow fonder, or either it just makes you forget about whatever. So it looks like she really likes her homeland, Japan, and she probably she should, and that's where she kind of probably fits in the most and feels like less of an outsider, just because she is part of the racial majority there. But I know there's some cultural differences that will factor into that, though. But still, she's probably gotten over those cultural differences at this point. Let's see. It seems that she is singing Japanese children's songs to her son, and that she brought special material for teaching him Japanese from an early stage on the DVD of Manga Nihon Mukashi Banashi, which translates to manga Japanese folktales. I think that's interesting. Will it be able to understand at this point, though? I guess it's worth a try. But yeah, looks like, some, comic books for Japanese folktales. That's cool. That's interesting. I wonder what the folktales are about. Alright, next. Hikaru has been born and raised in New York. Yep, that is true. That's why she speaks English very well. Her father, Teruzane Utada, had made her watch the same series so that she would not forget her Japanese at that time. So he made her watch this DVD the manga. I guess this is like a comic book put to DVD, you know. But he made her watch it so that she wouldn't forget her Japanese and be all Americanized and stuff and be like, "What? I ain't Japanese. I'm American." You know, he didn't want her to be, some, confused Japanese American wannabe. You know what I'm saying? You know. But to be fair, sometimes that does happen, So let me not, no shade to people who are like, feel like they're more American than their other part, because that does happen. And sometimes people just aren't fortunate enough to have, you know, that presence in their life that kind of like reminds them and teaches them how to be, or how to relate to and be that other part of themselves. Next, let's see. Manga Nihan Mikashi Banashi is an unforgettable work for Hikaru because it reminds her of her deceased mother, Kieko Fuji, 62 at the time of her death, who lived together with her and her father in New York. So that's good that she's able to, you know, have good memories, or have good memories of her mother, um, from this work. And it's a shame that her mother wasn't able to meet, you know, her grandson, Utada's son. That's a shame that that didn't occur, you know. But at least, Utada still has her father there, At least her grandson has his grandfather there, you know. Let's see. Next, I have heard that Teruzane, Utada's father, who went to visit Hikaru and her husband in England this August, gave her the DVD there. Okay, so it looks like he was like, hey, take these DVDs because, you married to an Italian dude and I want my baby to speak Japanese. I want my grandson to speak Japanese, not Italian, Well, he could probably do both, but he probably doesn't want the Italian to override the Japanese, maybe. But maybe I shouldn't put it like that. But for him, I guess he wants his grandson to know his Japanese heritage, and that's not anything bad. Um, hmm. I wonder, how did he feel about Utada marrying a non-Japanese man? Like, was he cool with that? Did he have a little bit of issues with that? Um, because to be fair, it kind of was somewhat bound to happen, just because Utada was raised in the United States and there's not a strong Asian presence in the United States. And a lot of Asian women do, like 50% of Asian women who are married to non-Asian men. Probably more so Caucasian men. Um, So yeah, I wonder, how did he feel about that? Was he cool with that? Did he have a bit of issues with that? Inquiring minds would like to know. But let's see. Let's get to the last part of this article. Maybe Hikaru gets to relive some childhood memories of her beloved mother while watching manga Nihon Mikashi Banashi together with her son. And that's the end of the article. Um, so yeah, basically, Utada's going to be coming out with music next summer, and she is trying to teach her son Japanese. Get him in tune with his Japanese heritage and to be able to know the language. And plus, he's going to be like, Eurasian. He's going to be part Japanese, part Italian. Namie is actually part Japanese, part Italian too. So, he'll be in good company. I don't know if his mother was really wanting him to be in that company, but nevertheless, is already somebody there who has paid the way for him. Maybe, because Nami is only a fourth Italian. He would be half Italian, so he might have some more difficulties because of the half Italian part. If he wants to, live in Japan. In the United States, he probably would just. It probably wouldn't be as big of a deal because people are more in the United States. People are more used to people who are um, racially ambiguous, mixed, different, quote unquote, different from the majority. So yeah, so there you have it. So Tana is working on new music, as I said before, and she will return to Japan, and she's going to be teaching her son Japanese. And I don't know what her husband's going to be doing during all this, because he was supposed to like be opening a bar. I don't know how that's going to be working. Is the bar going to open, and he's going to leave at one point and then come back to the bar? Are they going to go to Japan forever? I don't know. I don't know how this is all going to work out for a marriage. Um, but yeah, it looks like Utana has like herself an Italian boy toy. Utada, she likes them young, dumb, and broke. It looks like, so I can't really fault her on that. I think that's a good strategy on her part. Get them young, dumb, and broke. Um, so he ain't really got much choice but to do what Utada says. So okay, I guess I said all I have to say. I don't know what else more I can say. Hmm. I don't know. Hmm. I guess I can jump back to the Eurasian thing for a second. I wonder if the Japanese public will be like, "Oh, come on! Like, Utana's awesome" when she returns, or will she get a little bit of backlash because she has like a biracial child? Maybe. You know. I don't know. Hmm. And also, she married outside of um, the community. You know, the race or the ethnicity, the culture, so to speak. But I think people would still probably welcome her. But there might just be questions during the interviews that she may do, and questions like this may come up. But at this point, I don't know if Utado, like, because her son is so young, I don't know if she's going to be running into any issues right now in regards to her son. Because they'll probably come up when he goes to school. If he goes to school in Japan, they'll probably come up then. Um, but then again, I don't know how he looks either, because he could just look fully Japanese. Sometimes that does happen. He can look. Then again, he could look fully Caucasian. That happens too. Or he could look like a mixture of both. That happens too. So it's hard to predict. Um, but I'm going on for long enough. Feel free to let me know what you guys think. Feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to give me a thumbs up. Your feedback and support are extremely appreciated and extremely valued. Until the next photo analysis. I said photo analysis. Until the next article, our news article analysis. Adios and goodbye for now.